you our next speaker, our next guest speaker for today. He is from the UK. He was a high school teacher for 17 years in Japan. So that means since 1990. Yes. Now he is the host of Tokyo, the self-development podcast. If you've seen Miss Al's and Miss Bing's video on Facebook, where they got interviewed after or before the expo in Tokyo, that's Tokyo. Okay, he's the CEO of Queen's Education, chain of English school. He's the founder of the Edge Online English School, and he was also awarded the Winston Churchill Fellowship for Research in Education and Sport. So he was awarded by the Prime Minister of. Only 7 people were awarded with this Winston Churchill Fellowship Award.
And first name terms with a prime minister.
Yes.
Hi, John.
Yes, with his very busy schedule, we are very lucky that we have him here today. Please welcome Mr. Ian Simpson.
Right, thank you very much for the very nice introduction, and thank you for inviting me here today. It's certainly my honor to be here. At first, when I got an invite from Bing, I said, "Oh yes, I'll come along and watch and meet everyone." And then she said, "What are you going to speak about?" Speak about? So here I am making a speech now, and actually, my speech is entitled Top 10 Rules for Success. Recently I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos from this guy called Evan Carmichael, who takes famous people and he splices together all their interviews and he extracts their 10 points for success. And I've been fascinated by all these famous people talking, so I thought, oh, well, I'll do my top 10 rules for success, particularly in the English language industry. So let me first ask, who has their own, maybe just small English classroom that they control? Hands up. All right. Who has their own English school, full-on English school? Okay, great. Thank you. And who wants to have their own language school in the future? Great. Okay. Well, that's good. That's almost everyone doing something. So what I'm going to talk about, hopefully, will be of some benefit to you. So there's 10 slides. I'm wondering if I should have done longer than 30 minutes, but if I overrun a little bit.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So let's jump straight into it. The first one is have a vision. So in the future, if you want to open your own language school, or you're doing it now and you want to make it bigger, the first thing you want to do is have a vision. And that's what I did one day. I woke up. I came here as a professional rugby coach from the UK. Actually, I'm not an English teacher, so please don't ask me any grammar questions. My English is terrible. I mean, it's true, isn't it? Because like when you grow up, you know, in England or Australia, America, or somewhere anywhere, and you learn English, and then my students say to me, well, you know, doing a grammar lesson, why is it this? Why is there no S on the end of food? Or I don't know. It's just like from a baby, I did that, you know. I don't actually understand the rules of grammar, to be honest. In fact, for 17 years, I was a PE teacher, physical education, not an English teacher. So I'm a phys ed teacher. Then I became a professional rugby coach, and I came to Japan as a professional rugby coach. And for the first couple of years, I coached rugby. And then I was traveling all over the place, and I decided, oh, maybe it's time to stop traveling, and I'll go back to my roots, which is education, and open an English school. And that's what I did. And I remember having a vision. I woke up one morning, and I thought, I think I'll open an English school. And at that time, I had finished rugby, and I was working in a junior high school full-time, teaching English and coaching some rugby. And they made me go in at 8 o'clock in the morning and stay there till 5:30 at night. And I had 2 lessons a day. So I was bored out of my mind. So I was I was studying Japanese most of the time when I wasn't sleeping on my desk. And then for the last 6 months before I quit, I decided I would open my own English school. And I remember sitting at my desk most of the day, every day, visualizing what my school would be like. I was creating a vision in my head of everything from the staff that I wanted, the color of the logo, the name of the school, the location, and every kind of detail I visualized. And I created it in my mind 6 months before. And then when I left, bang, I knew what I was going to do, and I knew exactly how I was going to do it. I didn't know if it was going to be successful, but I had the vision. So that's what I'm saying to you, number one. Have a vision. And my advice is, I always say, dream big. Dream big, but think small. Okay? So you know, you have maybe you want to be the next Nova, the next ECC, whatever. But whatever it is, dream it big, but realize to get to it, it's going to take small steps. You've got to take the small steps to get to the big dream. So dream big, think small. And don't be afraid of going backwards sometimes. Because you're going to go forward 2 steps, and then you're going to come back 1 step. Somebody's going to give you a punch, and you're going to come back a little bit, then you've got to go back again. But have the vision, that's the first one, have the vision, yeah? And in your vision, think about, where do I want my business to be 5 years from now? Where do I want it to be 10 years from now? At what point do I want to exit what I'm doing? At what point do you exit? You must have an exit strategy. Okay, well, I want to retire at this age, or I want to get out at this age and put someone else in to manage my school, and then I'm going to go and do something else. So try and work all that out before you open your school. You might think, well, that's getting ahead a bit, but it's not. You don't need a concrete plan. You just need a vision. Okay? So have a vision. Visualize what you want. Okay, now create a strategy. Strategy is a bit of a scary word, but don't let it worry you. To give the definition of strategy I like is the creation of a unique and valuable position involving a different set of activities. That is, activities that are different from your rivals or similar to your rivals but delivered in a different way. Now remember that last bit, activities, the things you do in your school should be different from your rivals or similar to your rivals but done in a different way. So if you're going to go into a town, a village, a city, and you're going to open a school and do the same thing as everyone else in the town, you're on a loser. It's going to be hard. But if you somehow can find a unique position in that market, then you're going to have a competitive advantage. So if I'm going to go into this town over here and I'm going to open a school, I want to look at that town and say, well, what position is available? Say, well, there's a full-on English school there. There's a study abroad center there, but there's no pronunciation school. Oh, maybe I could do a pronunciation school. There's lots of business professional people, adult business schools, but there's no kids school. So in this area, I'll do a kids school. So look for the vacant position, and then go in there and try and dominate that area with your unique product, your unique service, your unique style that is different from everyone else. Or similar to everyone else, but tweak it and do it slightly different. So that you can stand out and you create a strategic position that is unique to your business. So that's all strategy means, really. What position do you want to occupy? Do you want to be a pronunciation school? Do you want to be a kids school, an adult school, a school for business people? What do you want to be? Decide that. Because don't try and be everything to everyone. If you try and be everything to everyone, you can't please all the people all the time. You're going to stretch you're going to stretch your resources too far. You're going to stretch your staff too far. If you've got them teaching TOEIC and pronunciation and kids classes and business English, it's too hard. You're stretching yourself too far. So focus on what you're good at. What's your core competence? What are you best at? What does the area need? What's in demand? Okay, take action. Why don't people take action? They want to. No, actually I said, why don't people take action? Because
They're afraid.
Yes. You all know, right? The biggest reason not to take action is fear of risk, failure. Fear of failure. Particularly in Japan. Japan as a society is risk averse, yeah? And I've been through this many times. I've had schools and I've closed down schools and I've taken a lot of flack. They said, you can't close it down. So, I'm losing money every month. The student numbers are dropping. This area is dead. I'm closing it down. No, you can't. Gambaroo. And lose money. I said, what, you think I'm stupid? No. Oh, but, so I've been through this. But the Japanese tend to think if you quit or you close your school down, that's a failure. It's a scar, kizune, a scar on your family, on your reputation. No, I don't look at it like that. A failure is another step to success. Because every time I fail, I learn something. And if I don't fail, I can't learn. So don't worry about failing. Just jump in, bang, 2 feet, and do it. Now, the old way used to be write a 5-year business plan. That's gone. You don't write 5-year business plans anymore. You might probably now you're just as well to jot something down on a beer mat and a few scribbles and get something in your head, because the world is changing so quickly. Okay? And you don't know what's around the corner. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 months, let alone the next 5 years. So just do short-term planning. You've got your vision of where you're going to be in 5, 10, and in the future, but short-term planning is better these days. Okay? And don't fear failure. The new way of thinking now is something we call MVP, minimal viable product. Not 5-year business plan, MVP, which means get something that's like 60% ready and get it out there. Do it, whether it's a product, a book, a school, anything. Get it out there, do it, take action. Then get feedback from your customers, your students, your mentors, and tweak it, and change it, and get it perfect. Don't wait until it's perfect, because if you wait until your product or service or school is perfect, you probably missed the boat and it's too late. Yeah? Because somebody else has passed you by. So get it out there, an MVP. Now the next one is build a brand. It's never been more important than nowadays to build a brand. And I put this in my pocket because I think this is, when I see this logo and these colors, I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at. Please tell me a rich man's famous car.
Audi, Porsche, Jaguar.
Audi, Porsche, Jaguar, Ferrari, Lamborghini. Right? Tesla. All right. Yes. So yeah. Okay. So tell me. We go. Tell me. You look like a fashion icon. Tell me a famous brand of high-end clothing.
Chanel.
Chanel. These are easy answers, aren't they? Eh? These are easy answers. And okay, tell me an English school that's got a rabbit associated with it.
Nova.
Yes. Nova Sagi. I got the answer straight away.
Nova Usagi.
Nova Usagi. Nova's dead, but still you know what it is, don't you?
It's been revived, actually.
Oh yeah, it's now a different version of it, yeah. But it was massive, yeah. So, but you know what it is. Tokyo Real. What's the slogan, the catchphrase of Tokyo Real? And nobody knows that, yeah. Every interview I say it. At the end of my interview, I say, don't forget, give yourself the edge, because the edge is my product. But give yourself the edge has a double edge meaning. Excuse me, double meaning. Yeah. Give yourself the edge in life and business. But also, it's the name of my product. So every interview, I throw it out there. Give yourself the edge. If I say Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, what do you think? Disney, yeah? The point I just made is those brands are so strong, I only have to say one word and bang, you know what I'm talking about. Yep, recall. Yeah. So, okay, let me give you another one that's really local to you. If I said, Marty Moose. Marty Moose. Yeah, Kenny King, my friend. Yeah. So I say Marty Moose, right? And you say Maple Leaf Kenny King, right? And that's local, yeah? And Kenny's getting bigger and bigger, but that's how something you can really relate to. And now, I know now that Kenny is trying to promote Marty Moose more and more and more. Because when I said Marty Moose, you said Maple Leaf. He's creating the brand around a character, creating the brand around a slogan, or colors, corporate ID colors, or a great logo. It doesn't matter, but try to create a brand so that people can identify with who you are and what you are. You see how it works? We just talked about it. Communicate, rule number 5. So, communicate your goals to your staff. So tell your staff in the staff meeting, like your trainers here, tell you what are we going to do in F-ETJ over the next year, 5 years? What's our vision for the future? Tell everyone in your staff what your vision for your company is, your school, so they understand, so they buy into your game plan and they work with you on it. Because so many leaders don't communicate well. So the staff, I work in Mitsubishi now, and I say to my Mitsubishi staff, I say, well, you know, what's Mitsubishi Chemical, Mitsubishi goals? What are their goals for the next 5 years? We don't know. Nobody knows. No, a massive company like Mitsubishi, and I say, what's Kai-Teki? I don't know. They know what the word means, but they don't know what it actually, how it happens in the company. Because Mitsubishi are not communicating very well to their staff as to what the ethos of the company is and where they're going. So communicate to your staff what you are and how you want everyone to buy into the same game plan and go in the same direction. Communicate to your customers. Some people are students customers. We have this fight all the time here. Can you call students customers? I do, sometimes I do. Depends who I'm talking to. Students, customers, whatever. Yeah? So we're in an age now where it's never been better to communicate. Social media. Wow, that is so powerful. The old way of communicating was to put a TV ad up. It cost me 5 million yen to put, like Nova used to do, yeah? That's why they went broke, because of all the TV adverts. To put a TV advert up there, and 5 million yen plus, and I gotta hope that you see my advert for 20 seconds on TV. Whereas now I can go into Google AdSense and Facebook and LinkedIn, and I can buy all these promotional ad features and promote my products, promote my profile. I started Tokyo Real. I started Tokyo Real to help people like yourselves. So I stick influencers, people of influence, in front of the camera, and I ask some questions. They give me great answers so that you guys can learn, and I learn a lot as well. That's why I did it. But in the process of doing that, my profile has gone higher also. It wasn't the intention, but it has. So, and I stepped back and thought, geez, this is a powerful medium. So get your schools on it, get your foundations on it, and just bang it out. It's never been easier to communicate with your customers directly than now in this social media age. And you can be very clinical about it. Right, what I mean by that is, I don't know whether I should ask this question. Who's around 40 here? You're nearly 100. That's my father, by the way. He's
41.
He looks 40.
40.
And what? Plus one.
I live in hope.
Double plus. All right, so, right, anyway, my point is, if you want to target 40-year-old women for your school, the greatest amount of people who take selfies and put them on Facebook and social media are 40-year-old women.
Really? That's why you're always on Facebook.
Yeah. I was amazed when I heard that. That is true, right? There's 40-year-old women all over the place going, put it up on Facebook. So, if you want to target 13-year-old girls to come to your school, I should clarify that. You should get on Snapchat. Right? Snapchat, let me give you a heads up. In the next 2 years, Snapchat will be bigger than Facebook. It's going to be the biggest medium out there. So start learning Snapchat now. Right? Snapchat. Right?
It's like Instagram, only short videos.
Yeah. Snapchat. And the biggest users of Snapchat now are 13-year-old high school girls. So if you want them to come to your JUCO or school, get on Snapchat and start connecting with them. Now for me, that might be a bit scary if I start doing that. But maybe I could get my kids to get on Snapchat and start connecting with them, with their friends in school, you know? And build a community, get connections. Hey, we got an English school, or I'm studying English, you know. And if they're a class leader, the other kids will follow them, and just put little, we say, little jabs out there, like punching, boom, jab, boom, on social media. You don't have to sell. It's not a right hook, bang, buy my product. No, it's just jab. English is cool, yeah? Jab, boom. I love English, bang. Just things like that. Not right hooks, just jab, 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 jab. And get people to buy into your social media platforms.
You can use
Hashtags, yeah, that comes back to communication. You know, I was talking on the last one, brand, hashtags, logos, slogans, all that kind of stuff. Get into. All right, we're going to move on quickly. Create and deliver great value. It's not enough to be mediocre. I started this talk saying about being unique, remember? Being unique. Separating what you do from what other people do, so that you can stand out. So it's not enough just to be mediocre. To open another English school and do the same as everyone else is not enough. You have to try to give greater value than your rivals are giving. And if you can create something unique, something different, that's the best way to do it. If you're going to do the same as everyone else, what you do actually has to be 10 times better than what they do. It's difficult, very difficult to do a 10x, to do something 10 times better than someone else. But if you're going to do the same thing, you've got to do it 10 times better. So you're better off trying to think of a new way of doing the same as what they're doing, with a different twist on it, a different angle on it. Okay? But always deliver value, because if you deliver value, you can charge more money. And remember, if you open an English school, it's a business. And the main purpose of a business is to make money. Now this has been a bit of an issue in ETJ and things over the years. What's the most important, academic or making money? Well, if it's a business, you've got to make money. But you should still create value and deliver value. They go together. And the more value you give, the more money you can charge, the bigger the profits, the more money you make. Solve important problems. So, we're try and identify what problems need solving in our industry. What problems need solving? I'll give you an example. If you're going to create, if you're going to write another pronunciation book, it's probably been done 1,000 times before, right? You're not solving a big problem. Now, Elon Musk from PayPal, Solar City, Tesla cars, right? He solves problem after problem after problem. His new problem now is a problem worth solving. How do we get our astronauts from, because the space shuttle is gone yet. There's no space shuttle. Now we jump on the Russian spacecraft and we go up to the spaceship. So we don't even have a European or American spaceship anymore. So now he's created a rocket called SpaceX that will take American astronauts or international astronauts up to the space station, and then the rocket will land back down on the ground, and we can use it again. Because the old rockets used to go into the sea and blow up, yeah? It can land, and it'll go again, and again, and again. That is a problem worth solving on a big scale. So what problems can we solve in our industry? I don't know. I'm throwing that question out to you. Maybe tell me over lunch here. But if I think of one thing, I talked about Kenny King, and there's Eric doing what he does, and there's Super Simple Songs, and there's the Fun Kids English guys, all great guys. They're all doing kids music, kids videos, kids songs. I think there's an opportunity for someone to create, I have to be careful how I say this, adult videos. I want to see adult videos about English. But yeah, there's very little, very few good adult English study videos on the internet. You think about it. Yeah, there's nothing there. So if somebody can do what Kenny and the guys are doing for adults, bang, a problem worth solving.
It's probably been solved.
Thank you.
Or creating a problem.
Okay, quickly moving on. Employ and work with good people. Good people, yeah. I mean, in the old days, when I grew up, you would do business with anyone. If you thought you could make money, or you thought it was, I got to work with this guy. I don't like him much, but we can make money, and we got a contract. That's gone, man. You don't need to do that. There's so many good people in the world. You don't need to work with bad people. Only work with nice people. Just work with good people, yeah. Humility. You go and drink beer in a pub and got all these people shooting their mouth off, I can do this. That's bullshit, man. I hate that. Humility is, you want to work with nice people. Yeah? And remember that business is a team game. So the whole education system doesn't really understand this, does it? Because it makes us study on our own. It makes us take tests on our own, memorize a whole bunch of facts, write it down in silence on our own, and then get a test score at the end. And then that tells you whether you're clever or not. That's rubbish, Because then you go to a company and they say, well, you're working in this team. What team? What's a team? I've never worked in a team before. I just study on my own and do tests. So when you teach your lessons, try to think, well, hey, I'm trying to develop people here, produce people who can work in a team, who can communicate in English and work together, like Bing had you doing then. creating the stronger structure. Yeah, I was watching it from the back. But you had to communicate, you had to work together. It was a team effort, because business is a team game. It's not an individual sport. So that's worth remembering when you're teaching as well. And put the right people in the right places. So employ good people, and then put the right person in the right job. How many times do you see good people in the wrong job, and they're not effective? But they say, well, actually, I love computers. Well, move him over to computers. And I love teaching kids. Oh, you go and teach your kids. And put the right people in the right jobs. Important. And remember the law of attraction. I've got a friend, good friend, my best friend, who's so negative at the moment. Right? All the area he's in, the numbers are dropping, and the students are leaving, and it's very negative. And I'm trying to get him to become more positive. Because of this, the law of attraction, you know that? Yeah? So if I walk into a room and I'm really positive, and I still have humility, but I'm very positive, yeah? And what will happen? I will attract positive people towards me. The positive ones in this room, you'll want to come and talk to me. And the negative ones will want to go and talk to the negative person, wherever he or she is. It's the law of attraction. If you're negative, you attract negative. If you're positive, you attract positive. Yeah?
That's right.
So, good. And, are we okay? Contribute to the growth of the industry, don't kill it. Now, what I mean by that is, contribute. You do it. You guys are great. Because I watch you on Facebook, and I saw the stuff you do in Tokyo and all around, all your chapters. You're very active. You contribute a lot to our industry. You give a lot. Remember that word? Give, give, give. It's the same thing. What happens if you give and give and give? What happens in the end? Tell me. You receive. Yeah? But first you have to give. And there's so many people who want to receive first. And it doesn't work like that. I was like that. I used to be like that. And geez, maybe only the last couple of years I realized it doesn't work like that. You know, you've got to give first, do stuff for nothing, and then eventually it'll come back to you. It might not come back in money, it'll come back one way or another. But give first. Contribute to the industry. Yeah? So try to become what I call an MTP, mentally tough player. Actually, this is a new brand that I'm starting. Watch this space in the next 6 months. MTP, mentally tough players. So people who want to become the top 10% of their industry, top 10% of high performers in their industry niche. If you want to become the top 10% in whatever you do in your industry niche, you need to be an MTP, mentally tough player, which means you should do the 5 Ps. You should pitch. Can you pitch to somebody? Can you tell me what you do while we're in the elevator in 1 minute and get my attention? Right? So if I say to you, what do you do? And you say, well, I'm an English teacher. I say, oh, that's very nice. See you later. Because there's 2 million English teachers, right? But if you say, I'm an English teacher and I've just created a new system for online teaching that does this and does that and does that, I'm going, whoa, now you've engaged me. You've pitched it to me in 1 minute, and now I'm looking at you and go, can I have a business card from you? You got me. You hooked me in. Pitching, number 1. So, number 2 is publishing. Write blogs. Write stories. Put them up on David Paul's LTP. Language Teachers Professionals, right? Publish, so people get to know you. Productize, develop little products, like, what's Kenny's? Maple Leaf, tell me.
Maple Leaf.
What's the character's name?
Marty Moose.
Marty Moose. Create a Marty Moose. It's a product. Then you stick it on a CD and you stick it on a textbook and you sell it. Raise your profile. Raise your profile by standing here and giving presentations like these guys do. And the last one is partner. Partner with people. Because 5 minutes ago I said business is not an individual sport, it's a team game. If you want to go farther, quicker, you need partner. Partner, I don't necessarily like the word. I prefer collaboration. I don't like partnerships where we all sign everything and you're tied into it, you can't get out. I'd rather just say, well, look, let's work together, because I like you, you know. Really. Let's work together and have a bit of an MOU, memorandum of understanding. And if we want to break it, we can get out. It's no problem. But let's try and do something together, collaborate, help each other, and then see if it works. This business is a team game, yeah? Oh, and this, I put this don't kill it, because this is a pricing thing, yeah? We're all in this industry to raise the standards of the industry. So don't try and compete on price. If you think, well, I can get more students by lowering my ogesha, you might get more students than me, or the school down the road, or up the road, but ultimately you're killing our industry. So raise your profile, give yourself more value, deliver more value, and raise your prices so the whole industry comes up. Because if you compete on price, you're just driving us all into the ground. Right? So don't kill it, raise it, but give value. Work hard. Last one, work hard, okay? You know, there's people think entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, they work 2 hours a day and they make £1 million a month. They don't, right? You watch any of these famous entrepreneurs talking, and they all have the same two things that come, 2 points, criteria that come through in every interview. They work very hard. They work 24/7. And they are passionate about what they do. They love it, they live it, they eat it 24/7. So if you can't do that, don't open an English school. Don't start a foundation, because it's going to take you over. And if you don't like it, it took me years and years to be like I am now. And when I say like I am now, is I never really switch off. I'm thinking about my school every single day, my staff projects I'm doing. I never switch off. It drives me crazy sometimes. I have to go surfing. Say to my wife, hey, I'll see you later. I'm off, get in my car, sleep in my car down the beach and go surfing and get away from it. Which is really important to do as well, actually. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to start something, you've got to go 24/7, and it's very, very hard work. And don't think short term, think long term, because you can't build a business in 6 months. It takes 10 years. So think long term. And people who persist will win. You know that, do anybody know that story, 3 Feet from Gold, Napoleon Hill? There's a man, 100 years ago, who was digging for gold, and his machine broke. And he was tired, he'd been doing it for ages. And he said, oh, I can't do this anymore. And he sold it to another constructor. And the other construction guy came in, he got the machine repaired, he called in some geologists who surveyed the land, and they said, well, actually, if you drill 3 feet over here, you're going to hit gold. And he did, and he hit gold, and he became a millionaire. The other guy was 3 feet from gold and gave up. If he had just persisted a little bit longer, he would have been the richest man in the valley. Silicon Valley. Persist, yeah. So, give yourself the edge, right? Now, I've run over time, I'm sorry, but I hope some of the things I said have been useful. There's 10 slides there. If you want a copy of the PowerPoint, or you want even my notes that go with it, I will send them to Katrina, and she will disseminate them to you guys. And it's all simple stuff. It's not rocket science. I'm not super clever or anything like that. It's just my feelings, and I hope it helped you. Thank you very much.
Give yourself the edge.
Thank you.
For sharing our 10 rules of success. I believe we have a lot of takeaways today that we can use for our ourselves, not just personally, but also for F-ETJ Global as leaders. Thank you very much.
You're good at this.
All right, so it's lunchtime now,